looking at you, I want you to try to read what the mind is reflecting. Okay? Are you ready? Okay. So just take one and pass it on. Don't look at it yet. No peeking. No peeking. Are you ready? Okay. So, number one, only one person at a time. No peeking. First person. What does yours say? Yes, speak it out loud. What are you eating? When you read those words, what reaction comes to you? Not now, but what are you eating? In other words, what is your diet? So, you have a diagnosis. What are you eating? Comes sharply into focus, right? Are you eating well? Are you eating right? Are you eating wrong? We notice a pregnant pause in the minister's speech when he got to a particular area that is part of his consumption. And he took note of it. He made a strong mental note. Did you all notice that he paused in his speech? Did you all notice that? Yes. The mind registered. It started to process the information and he went off script. Did you all notice that? Yes. But he was such a good speaker.
The Spirit was speaking.
The Spirit was speaking to him himself. Now I notice he did not qualify the Spirit, whether it was the Holy Spirit or what other spirit it was. But some spirit was speaking. What do you believe? What do you believe? What comes to mind, Dorothy? Here you are, situation, you've just been given your diagnosis. What do you believe? You can draw from what you believed at that time. What did you believe?
Well, at that time I believed that I was going to die.
You hear what she said? Yes. I believe I was going to die. Now, is that what the diagnosis said? No. Is that what the doctor said? No. But the mind gave a projection for the rest of her life because of the diagnosis. Now, if she acts on that diagnosis, how is she going to be able to cope or not cope with that diagnosis? And notice where it starts. It started with the belief based on the diagnosis. Next person, please.
Are miracles possible?
Are miracles possible? What comes to your mind when you think in the context of your illness about miracles?
I was determined that I had to be a miracle.
Huh. You heard that? Now, I was determined that I had to be a miracle is a decision. Not of the heart, of the hands, not of the organ that is affected, but of the mind. Now, if that is the case, if you are a doctor and this is your patient, how do you feel? How do you feel about that patient? As opposed to the one before her. Oh God, okay. There's a difference in the delivery of care between those two people. Because of not the diagnosis. Now, Miss Codgerton here may have a worse diagnosis than Dorothy. But yet, her decision is making a difference in how she's going to process her situation. Michelle. Ophthalmologist, anybody do that?
Are you treating disease or people?
What are you treating?
Disease
or people. This is more obviously directed to the caregivers, the nurses, the doctors, the radiologists, and so on. But from a patient perspective, that's still significant, is it not? When you hear that, what comes to your mind? Use your mic.
I got to treat me.
Mhm. How did you feel about the delivery of care to you?
Not good.
Why not? Why not?
No, I'll be honest.
Please. Come on, Michelle, put that mic in.
Right, when I first got my diagnosis from the doctor, can't remember his name, that's a lie, but he gave me, listening to him, I thought I was going to die. And when I first heard it and he told me, you know, you have cancer, I was like, okay. So what next? And I just went from there. So then I told myself I have to treat me because I'm not cancer. Cancer is not me. You know, so you have
Isn't
to
that
live with
important?
that.
That deserves. I see someone started to applaud. That's all right. Because oftentimes in the delivery of care, we are so vested on the disease, getting rid of the tumor, the pollen, shrinking, bringing down tumor markers. Your blood got to be right. This got to be right. All of the various body functions have to be right. And we are so focused on the treatment that we forget that we are treating a person. And how we treat can affect what people think. So it is important that every nurse, caregiver, even the person that is clearing the bedpan, all the auxiliary staff, how you do that is going to affect that person that is lying there. There's some of our people, as you know, Barbadians, we have put it in our motto, pride and industry. Notice we put the pride first before the industry. Sometimes I regret that it wasn't the opposite, that we have pride in industry or industry and pride. But imagine you're there, all your life you took care of yourself, but now you have to call for a bedpan. Or you have to get a catheter. Or someone have to take away the drainage from your lungs. Someone have to take away a soil sheet. How that's done can determine how you feel. Are you treating a person, or are you just treating the... And as Michelle rightfully said, you are not the disease, but that's a decision you've got to make. I got cancer is not I am cancer. One more.
What can you do about
Use your mic, please.
What can you do about your condition?
What can you do about your condition? Well, give us from your perspective.
When I was diagnosed,
Bring your mic up.
I said, I asked a lot of questions about what's going to happen or whatever, and I said, my condition, I would have to follow my doctor's orders and listen to what they say, and don't make my condition, don't let it pull me down, just rise above it.
And what did you do to rise above it? What did you do?
Started to eat healthy.
Say that again.
Started to eat healthy.
So you changed your diet.
Changed my diet.
Okay, what else did you do?
I prayed about it.
Okay, so you prayed.
Exercise.
Exercise.
Yes.
What else?
Get counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it defeat me.
Okay, kept your medical appointment.
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you did something about it. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
And since we have a sixth volunteer, tell us what was your response when you were told that you had cancer?
When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, my first thing was, cancer, you killed my husband, but you're not going to take me. Because all the years my husband, they was telling him it was arthritis. Only when he fall and break his head, that it was born cancer. So then years after, he lived 19 months. Years after that, when it was myself with breast cancer, I said, cancer, you killed my husband, but not me. I'm going to live. And this is 15 years on.
All right.